Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. And today is Monday, a brand new week, but for a lot of people, kind of like a break in the week because we get a couple days on, maybe a day off in the middle, and then a couple days back. You know, for a lot of people who have July 4th.
Stretch of vacation some people take too.
That's right.
It's a holiday week.
It is. It's exciting. It's a very special week for our country, a very patriotic week. And what's really interesting is today. Okay, today is actually World UFO Day, and that's when believers ask governments around the world to fess up to the existence of unidentified flying objects.
That's right. Today is the date for this special day. It was chosen because it is the date of the Roswell incident, which led to wide speculation that belief in aliens indeed visited us here.
It's possible, and in fact, the aliens landed this weekend in Roswell for the 65th annual UFO Festival.
Here's a look at the festival. It offers what you might expect from a UFO festival, including the first ever Alien Wine Festival, which continues today.
And the festival continues all week long, and our Kenny Hatchett went to Roswell over the weekend. And we will see his story tomorrow right here on New Mexico Style if he hasn't been abducted.
Oh,
I don't think he has.
So much fun.
I think he's here today. I don't know. I haven't seen him much yet, but we'll see if anything has happened to him after his Roswell attendance. This is creepy. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a very cool, I don't really have a very strong opinion one way or the other on this matter. I'm really open to what different people say. There's so much, speculation. There's also a lot of research. I don't know. It's not, I don't feel confident to speak on it as an educated person, really, but I would like to get more educated on it.
Yeah, and I think just the festival looks so much fun anyway. Like, why not go and enjoy it and have a good time?
It does look fun, and it's a good excuse to act a little crazy because, people are going to be like, oh, well, maybe she's, from out of this world. So you had a good weekend. You mountain biked a lot. I did.
I went up to Angel Fire.
Fun.
Fantastic stuff. It blew me away. I knew it was going to be fun, but the mountain biking there, amazing. And then next weekend they open up their zip lines. I'm going to do a return trip to go mountain biking again and zip lining, but oh my gosh, you have to check it out. If you mountain bike at all, you have to check it out.
Good for you. Yeah, I actually ended up going to the Latin Deaf Comedy Jam that we talked about last week. That was over at the Kiva. That was such a good show. The comics were all from LA, but then there were also local comics. You met Anthony last week.
Right.
They were hysterical. Kristen, there was some.
Were you just laughing all night?
I laughed the whole time. I mean, honestly, I laugh a lot, but when it comes to stand-up comedy, I'm like that person who's like, not that funny, not that funny. I laughed the whole time.
Oh,
the whole time.
So it's good stuff.
Yeah, and Michelle Mad, I don't know how to say her last name. She was hilarious. She's from Mad TV. Hysterical. So you really should go on YouTube and check out some of their stuff if you missed it. But big shout out to Albuquerque for hosting such a great event. And now let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez with this morning's headlines. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, happy Monday. I'm so glad you guys had a great weekend. Kristen, you're so adventurous. And Nikki, you always have something going on the weekends. I, on the other hand, was home, just barbecuing.
That's fun.
Doing a little pool action. But it, it was fun, nonetheless.
We'll do that together soon. We were going to, but I went to the comedy thing next time.
Yes, we'll definitely get together one of these weekends. Have some chick time. All right, good morning, ladies, and good morning to you at home. We begin this morning talking about authorities and how they are now stepping up patrols in the Rio Rancho area after a series of small fires over the weekend. Firefighters were extremely busy this weekend on the West Mesa, to be exact. They were responding to people who were setting off fireworks despite warnings not to. There's currently a fireworks ban in effect. And Rio Rancho firefighters aren't the only ones having to deal with the danger of fireworks this weekend. Bernalillo County authorities are also now stepping up patrols after seeing evidence that people are just flat out ignoring the restrictions that are now in effect. Here's News 13's Crystal Gutierrez with more.
What Bernalillo County fire crews will be doing over the next few days could mean the difference between a small brush fire and a large wildfire.
Get something that starts on one side of the ditch bank, and before you know it, it'll be up in the trees.
On the 3rd and 4th, the 12-hour patrols that started this weekend will become 24-hour watches in the East Mountains and in the Bosque.
We're going to be patrolling this bosque all the way from the South Valley, from one pueblo to the other pueblo, from north to south, all day long.
They say being in the Bosque will cut response times and hopefully reduce the chances of battling massive flames, like the kind we saw with last month's 350-acre human-caused fire in the Corrales Bosque. It's no secret where there are people, there is potential for fire.
Well, areas like the bike paths are still open. Sections deep in the bosque are closed off to the public, and it didn't take long for the crew to find someone breaking the rules.
Do you want to go talk to him? It looked like a gentleman that was on the bike.
We were there as fire crews spotted a cyclist just 10 minutes after the patrols began.
He may not have known, or, seeing what he could get away with.
With the 4th of July just around the corner, some are already trying to get away with breaking the rules.
No, 10-10 for the fireworks.
Just this morning, a caller told dispatchers someone was setting off illegal fireworks near the South Valley Bosque.
We are very concerned about fireworks.
BCFD Battalion Commander Brian Rose says sheriff's deputies have been responding to firework calls all weekend. With this dry season, one spark,
Any type of rockets or mortars,
means these patrols are more important than ever. Crystal Gutierrez, KRQE News 13.
The Bernalillo County Fire Department will send out its airboat to actually look deeper into the bosque for any illegal fireworks activity. By the way, it will be stepping up patrols as the 4th draws near. This morning is getting easier for firefighters in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County to work together to help you when there is an emergency. For years, people had been complaining about how long it takes some firefighters to get to them after they a call from 911 comes in. Now, so about a month ago, the owner of this house, for example, wondered why city firefighters responded to his house when a county fire station was much closer. Well, now both departments are trying to get rid of their boundaries.
You're going to see this every day when it comes to the boundaries. We're eliminating the municipal boundaries, and we're going to start to respond together as one unified force.
And we recently saw that happen. This house on Trisco caught fire, and firefighters didn't worry about whether it was in city property or county property. The ones who were closest rushed out to the home and put the fire out. Women involved in domestic violence here in New Mexico will be getting some extra help soon. It's thanks to a $2.8 million grant from the federal government. The U.S. Department of Justice is giving the money to the Office for Victims of Crime. It'll basically go to the New Mexico Crime Victims Preparation Commission, which can help with everything from funeral expenses to medical care and even mental health counseling. If you work at Central New Mexico Community College, listen up. Starting today, your name and salary are going online for the public to see, just like with Albuquerque Public Schools and the University of New Mexico. CNM will now be the largest educational institution in the state to do this. And if you happen to be worried about running into construction while you're on the roads, guess what? There's an app for that. The Department of Transportation just released a new app where you can get the latest on road conditions and construction anytime on your smartphone if you have one of these. You can basically get the app from the Apple Store, the Apple website, and you can also download it to Droids. And the app is also available to be downloaded from unmroads.com. So you can go over to their website and download the app. And hopefully that'll help you get through construction in and around town. That wraps it up for your Monday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Morrow, Kristen Van Dyke, and me every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. Ladies, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. An app for everything.
I know. Let me tell you.
One of these
I can't
days,
keep up.
I know. I wish there was an app for diets, like that you could just lose weight by putting an app on your phone and you wouldn't have to do all that work.
That's brilliant.
Wouldn't that be great?
That is a brilliant idea. I love it.
Let's patent it.
There you go.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Have a good day. And everybody needs to mark your calendars because July 15th is the premiere of Season 5 of Breaking Bad. And fans will have the opportunity to see the locations where the show was shot.
That's right. The Breaking Bad tour includes the homes of Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, the car wash, and the Crossroads Motel, among other stops. You know, there's so many places.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And ABQ Trolley is actually offering the one-day tour, and you can get more information on that at casa.com. I mean, obviously, so many fans of Breaking Bad across the whole country, but especially here because of all the familiarity that we have with where it's shot. I know.
They're really good. There's some accurate things, like some little small things that you would only know if you lived here in Albuquerque. And they really they get it. They nail it.
They really do.
It's pretty cool.
It's a really cool thing, and they really, you can tell they care about the city they shoot it in, because they really do give so many props, and we're excited. I know a lot of people who are not caught up. They have been doing a lot of marathons, and so there's a way to get caught up before July 15th. You only have a little over a week now, so
Netflix
get on it.
All else fails.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now the big news out of Hollywood this weekend was that Katie Holmes filed for divorce from Tom Cruise after 5 years of marriage. I couldn't believe it.
I had a feeling this might happen down the road. There weren't many details available when the story first broke on Friday, but TMZ is now reporting that the final straw in Katie's decision to file for divorce was that she was convinced that Tom Cruise was going to send 6-year-old daughter Suri away to a hardcore Scientology organization, which is known as SEA organization.
Right. Sea Org is where the highest levels of Scientology are taught, and kids as young as 5 can be sent to live there without their parents. And our sources say that Tom is a big fan. TMZ sources say that Sea Org has been often compared to a boot camp.
Wow.
And several ex-Scientologists have been very outspoken against its military-like conditions.
Doesn't sound fun. And apparently Katie felt the only way to save Suri from being shipped off to Sea Org, shipped off to sea, was to file for divorce and then seek sole legal custody. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think he's happy with this. I don't think that
he's not.
Yeah, I have a feeling, this is my, and I obviously you don't know a relationship till you're in it, but I think that he, obviously he's very in love with her. I think he's always shown his affection for her, but I think he's very controlling. I get that vibe.
I do too. I mean, it sounds like it. That sounds like the case, because that should be something that they are able to work out. You know? And for her to be like, all right, fine, I'm filing for divorce because this cannot happen to my daughter. Then
exactly.
Obviously, there's some issue there, and that's what I was wondering. I was like, what could it be?
I know,
because they seem so happy together, and I was rooting for them as a couple. It's really sad to hear that.
I think she should have known what she was getting into when she married him. He's always been a big, proponent of Scientology. Even when they had the baby, when Suri was born, they had to do a special birth because of the Scientology beliefs that they have. But that said, I remember the first time when he did the couch jumping thing on Oprah, she said she was a fan, just like us. She watched Top Gun, she watched all these movies, and he was Tom Cruise. And I think she got swept away and allowed herself to be involved in something that ultimately, really, she realized isn't right for her or her daughter. So we'll see. Believe me, we will keep you caught up on that story.
Of course.
Yet another celebrity divorce.
Oh, yeah. Well, the new Chile Law that we told you about last week, aimed at protecting authentic New Mexico chili, is now in effect.
Yeah, the Chili Advertising Act prohibits the sale of any item advertised as New Mexico chili when it's not. I think that's a good thing. Chili vendors of all types are subject to the new law, including grocery stores and restaurants.
Yeah. So I am glad that that's happening, because you know what? When you pick up that jar of chili, or whenever you get the green chili and it says it's made here in New Mexico, then it should be made here in New Mexico.
No doubt.
And none of those imposters.
Absolutely. And now with these new laws, you'll know that it really is. So that's a good thing. And something else made in New Mexico is a lot of sunshine. I'm telling you, it has been so sunny and so beautiful and dry, but yet there's been obviously repercussions of that with all the fires. And so, I mean, where are we going now? Are we going to get any moisture? Last night it looked like it was going to pour.
Some areas did see some rain yesterday. Santa Fe got a good little thunderstorm that went through there. Parts of the central and western New Mexico. But later this week, I think a lot of central and western New Mexico are going to see that typical summer weather pattern, the monsoonals. The monsoonal weather pattern where you get the moisture and the chance for showers and storms in the afternoon. So it's looking better. Not so much today. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather.